I am not good at sewing. Hilariously inexperienced, even. This is definitely not a tutorial. If you don't know how to sew and you want to learn, I mean, watch this video by all means, but I'm not going to teach you anything. This whole upcycle was seriously a comedy of errors. But when a good friend asked me to do matching Lolita cords with them at Otakon, I was seriously determined to do this secondhand. If you want to be amused by a beginner sewist making a valiant attempt to upcycle a dress, I'm so happy to have you here. Thanks for joining us. So let's go back to the beginning, to Goodwill, where I found this dress for $7. This dress had already been at the thrift store for a month, so I thought maybe that was my sign. After an unsuccessful hunt at both Goodwill and Savers for trim, I ended up at Michael's, and they had a trim that closely mimicked the texture of Elphaba's dress in this movie poster. We were in the middle of our very busy con season, so realistically, I only had a few days to work on this dress, which meant that I needed a game plan. I decided to first separate the bodice and the skirt, and then cut off the sleeves to make waist ties. Finally, I would add trim to both the waist ties and the hem of the skirt. At least, that was the vision. Did you guys know that you can't cut through zippers? I forgot there even was a zipper. Once I actually got everything separated, I needed to figure out what to do about a hair accessory. Now, the obvious answer is a hat, but I had spent precious time on a cosplay that I didn't even get to wear to this convention, so I would like to make it very clear that I have no idea what I'm doing and I'm so scared. I actually took inspiration from a video Blue had just posted to make a veil out of the bodice. If I ripped this seam and sewed them back together long ways, I figured I would have an okay veil shape. It would have to do. And then hopefully I would have time to sew on this pretty floral trim to hide any weirdness. If you've been waiting for the funny part where I have no idea how to use a sewing machine, you're in luck. We had to delay our departures at Otakon by another day due to some circumstances. So that gives me time to sew Elphaba right here and now, or at least most of it, before we actually get in the car to go to the con. Which sounds nice and all, but bro, I don't even know how to use a sewing machine apparently. Like, what is going on? Truthfully, I avoid the sewing machine and hand sew whenever possible. But if you've ever hand sewn anything in your life, you know it is not a fast process. Okay, this is what one side looks like now that it's been sewn. It's actually, hold on, it's kind of funny. It looks like cat ears. That didn't go well. The bobbin is so messed up. I don't know what anything means. What do once bobbin is threaded? I don't have to like do anything else? That's it? Creating a loop at the needle plate. That doesn't seem very legit to me. Wait. Okay, I fixed it. Everything's fine. To people who sew a lot, you're probably like, yeah, okay, dumbass, I get it. It was broken. But like, this got hella bunched up. I don't know what I did. I don't know anything. And I had to do surgery, but I got it through. I don't know if I did it correctly, but I did it. This is when the project actually started moving. I need to close up this like top to make it pretty, if that makes sense. And I will have to add trim to it later, but we'll see if I have time for that tonight. Spoiler alert, I didn't have time for trim, not even a little bit. Because I don't have a lot of time, I'm trying to do this as minimally as possible. So I'm not usually the kind of person who will cut corners when it's necessary to do a really good job. But it needs to get done. So we are cutting a few corners tonight. It just has to look mostly okay because it's going under a waist stitcher anyway. Just don't look too hard. Everything's fine. I have cookie dough chilling in the fridge right now and it's 11:47 p.m. At 12:30, the cookies are ready to go in the oven, so I'm just trying to time manage. I'm gonna call the veil done for now because I can just do the gathering in the car and any other like little sewing or shaping that needs to happen. So, veil is done for right now. I was having a lot of delusions of grandeur about sewing in the car. I experience motion sickness when I look at my phone. I don't know why I thought I would be able to sew. These are the waist ties, which I have cut out from the sleeves. I'm also gonna add trim to the bottom of these, and then You're rolling around like crazy. I'm about to sew 2 of these bad boys, and then I will check back in. You got the zoomies. 2 waist ties. It's time for me to go make some cookies. So I will be back to work on the skirt, whether that is here in half an hour or in the car tomorrow morning, we shall see. Yeah, I didn't sew in the car for very long, and here is the moment where I realize I don't need to even sew the waist ties on.
You know what I realized? What? I'm wearing a waist cincher, so I don't need to do waist ties. I'm so fucking silly.
Just when you think nothing else can go wrong, you forget your black petticoat. Now, this is morning of, and I'm already running late to go meet Blue, so I need to throw everything on and run. Honestly, with everything that had gone down over the past few days, I was just happy to be there, hanging out with Blue with something to wear. Even if it didn't turn out the way I wanted, I'm still proud that I found the bravery to try this kind of project. It's not every day that you have the opportunity to do a cool thing. And not every cool thing is going to work out exactly how you envision it. I tend to go about cosplay and even alternative fashion knowing I'm going to upgrade things as I go. So while my end product certainly wasn't perfect, I was happy enough. I look forward to working on her more once my cons for the year are all done, and maybe wearing her again in the future. Go check out Blue's channel to see how Glinda was assembled. If you've come this far, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to attempting more crafting videos like this in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hang out for the bloopers. So I need to sit there. That's the only thing. Like, really need to sit there. Like, really need to sit there. Really need to sit there. You know, neither of us are gonna like what happens next. I'm gonna scoot your bum. Well, that was easier than I thought it would be, to be honest.
Oh my goodness, I look crazy. I need to de-makeup. I literally walked to get the car looking like this because it was too hot. I didn't give a fuck and I didn't really have time to take my makeup off.